Councilwoman Blackwell, I'll be able to tell you a little bit more. I'm from the same school as Mr. Clark. My name is Angela Iovine. Thank you very much for staying to listen to our testimony. I'm a ninth-year teacher in the Philadelphia School District at Kensington Health Sciences Academy. In September of this year, we had so much going for us. For the first time in 9 years since I've been an English teacher at KHSA, we started the year with an almost full staff of returning teachers. This meant that we could institute department-wide policies and set expectations for proficiency in each of the 4 English courses. We could make teaching strategies consistent so that students would be using the same instructional language for all 4 years of high school. Simply said, we could all be on the same page, finally. I'm also the self-appointed 9th grade teacher leader, and for 4 years, I have tried to coordinate a week-long freshman orientation, or boot camp, as I like to call it, in which we introduce students to the expectations, both academically and behaviorally, of KHSA. It was the first year that we could fully implement this program this year, because it was the first time we had all of our freshman teachers in place at the start of the school year. The first time. In previous years, we had had vacancies that prevented us from being a unified team to welcome our incoming freshmen. With key positions filled with competent, dedicated teachers, we were at an advantage. But there is so much more to the story. Our principal, James Williams, has actively pursued partners such as the University of Pennsylvania and Community College of Philadelphia, and under his leadership, we have committed to engaging in rigorous professional development. With the help of Penn Futures, we have instituted instructional rounds in our common planning periods, and as a result, have helped to construct a model for teacher-to-teacher collaboration and exchange of innovative teaching strategies, and we started this last year. We have also partnered with CCP, and just last week, all of our juniors and seniors were assessed in order to determine their academic weaknesses, and thus our instructional weaknesses. From there, our teachers will work with CCP professors to craft a plan to address these needs, with the ultimate goal of having our students leave our school with associate's degrees. I feel like I'm bragging at this point, but there is one more important accomplishment to mention. Over the summer, we received the distinction of being named a community school by the mayor's office, a plan that was fully supported by City Council. Now, all of the great stuff going on has not gone unnoticed by the Kensington community. As a result, in the first week of school, many new students registered. Parents have heard about the level of care and support our kids receive, from the personal attention they receive from the administration on down to the support staff. So by the end of September, the overcrowding in the freshman class was becoming impossible to ignore. Our largest classes had 52 and 49 students on the roster, and we didn't have enough desks to accommodate them. The leveling process, which has long handicapped success at our schools citywide, took place in the middle of October. We learned, when it happened, we learned we'd be getting 4 new teachers. But to date, only 1 has come. It is now almost December. We're well into the second marking period, and a quarter of our freshmen are still waiting for teachers for 2 out of their 4 classes. 50% of their day, they have a substitute in front of them. The junior class hasn't had a permanent drama teacher. This means that most juniors are without a consistent teacher for 25% of their day, since our school uses block scheduling of 4 periods a day. In a small school such as ours, with fewer than 500 students, 1 teacher vacancy makes a huge difference in the climate and culture of the building. The Philadelphia School District should be focused on addressing Philadelphia's unprecedented vacancy issue and a leveling process that for too long has hindered our work. To be clear, our teacher vacancies are due to over-enrollment. Positions are not vacant because staff left. Our staff had stuck by our students, and we will continue to do so despite the absence of a contract. Teachers have very little financial incentive. In real terms, and Eric, almost everyone has alluded to this, it means teachers who have struggled through their first 4 very challenging years as teachers in the city still have not seen a pay raise and are subject to a flawed teacher and student evaluation system. As Eric was saying, many of us find satisfaction in knowing that we are working towards something bigger than ourselves. When I look at the amazing young educators that have joined our team in the last 2 years, when I look at my colleague Eric, I'm afraid he's going to leave, and I can't say that I blame him. As we face the possibility of restructuring through one of 5 proposed intervention plans, teachers are aware that their jobs are on the line. We know that, like hundreds of others through the last few years, 50% of us, or more, can be fired with no rhyme or reason. There is no data to support destabilizing a school, but it is particularly troubling that a school that has worked to create a stable and supportive environment in spite of the challenges we have been given could be undone in the name of reform. It's my fear that these younger teachers can easily walk away and reinvent themselves. They are talented and resourceful, and we need them desperately here. But what do we have to offer them? At this point, we only have uncertainty. So here we are, left with poorly paid, talented teachers who are working their butts off, trying to make a difference in any way possible. If they're lucky enough to work in a school like KHSA, where there is a feeling of movement towards an attainable goal that has already been put in place by the mayor's office, and with the full support of City Council, there's hope and a lot of it. But in an environment where resources in the form of people power are routinely denied, yet results are still being demanded, it seems to be a losing battle. The majority of our students come to us in 9th grade, 3 or 4 years behind grade level, yet our success is measured not in the progress we make, but in whether or not we can move students to the next level, practically ignoring the fact that they started out years behind. How can we be held accountable when the district has failed to provide us, even with teachers, to adequately staff our school? The examples I've given here are only the tip of the iceberg. Talk to teachers and students across the district, and they'll tell you about vacancies that have lasted all year long. My school has been recognized by the Mayor's Office of Philadelphia as a community school, which in itself is an intervention. The good work we have been doing has been acknowledged, and with that acknowledgement has come a pledge of support and change through the Community Schools Initiative. We know we need help, and we know that help is coming. To be placed on the table for intervention shows that there is no consideration in the work we have already done and little faith in what we can achieve. I ask that the City Council stand with our community, recognize the significant progress that we have made, and contact the district to make it clear that ripping our school community apart is not a solution. Thank you.